Sounds like someone's in trouble.
Oh my god! No!
Those things will kill her if I don't do
Yeah,
something.
I saw David do this part.
So much.
Ah! Hello, everybody. I am the fucking bear, and we don't do intros. We don't do the intros. You know, while we're in the area, let's take care of this little church situation. Why don't we?
Please forgive me.
Oh shit. There we go. Why? Did I just use that on a guy that didn't, like, actually need it done? Is that what I just did? Oh well, whatever. Ah, shit, I forgot that can happen out here. There's nothing in that room. Where is she? She's over there, so I'm going over here. I think that's like a good way to handle the situation. Just walk away. Just say no. I heard that Dare has finally removed Pot from their all their shit about like what's bad and everything. But from what I've heard, they apparently did it in a very pissy way. Like instead of like actually coming out and and making admissions of the fact that they've been wrong for all this time, they just quietly did it begrudgingly. Oh, and I don't think I'm gonna do classic mode because I finally got a chance to look it up, and it doesn't really change much. Like the actual, because here's what was the concern I had. My concern was that with the amount of damage you need to do to an enemy later in the game to actually be able to kill it, not being able to upgrade your weapons would make it seem just kind of shitty. Like I could be wrong, but let's examine it like this. There's upgrade paths to get you to like the point of like plus 200% or whatever damage to your weapons, right? And there's enemies near the end of the game that still take like 20 fucking bullets to get down. Like, think about, like, the chainsaw ladies and stuff. So, at the point of not being able to upgrade your weapon at all, that would take a fuck ton of fucking ammo. And I get that, like, maybe the point there is to avoid enemies at all costs, get to your objectives as quick as possible, and only fight when you absolutely have to. How did that not fucking hit you? I still absolutely love David's video where he once he realizes that you can open those with shock bolts, he backtracks all the way back here to get this one open. And then he realizes that it was just a crappy shortcut. and he zoomed in on his face, just sad music. It was just great. Loved it. I wonder why some takedowns don't take me out of first person. It seems... Do you get up? I can't remember. It seems like the only ones that don't take you out of first person is when they're crouched down, like eating, and you smack them from there. So it might be like a programming thing. I do think there's a good to fair chance that first person was like as an unlockable, they had planned on having first person, you know, be official, like as an unlockable, and maybe just like the development time didn't allow for it, because there's areas in which it's polished beyond what it needs. You're not meant to be able to use, like I said, when I get to that section, I'll check if it lets me use my weapon, it lets me get my weapons out, but even if it does, like, it seems odd to polish your game up to the point of being able to do something that you're in no way, shape, or form meant to do. You know what I'm saying? That just seems odd to me. And there's other bits of polish in the first-person mode beyond what is necessary for that section. And that leads me to believe that first-person mode was gonna be official. I'll tell you one thing, once I get all my brain stuff fully upgraded, I probably won't even pick up Juice. Actually, maybe I should pick up Juice. I think I will. I think once I get my brain stuff fully upgraded, I'll still pick up Juice when it's there. Just out of curiosity to see how much I can hoard by the end of the game. It'd be nice. I doubt it. I highly doubt it, because I've noticed that... Okay, one of my favorite features in a video game is New Game Plus. Beyond a shadow of doubt, I love New Game Plus. It's a feature that I feel that every video game should have. Every video game that has even remotely anything that you could, like, collect and want, should have New Game Plus. But one thing I've noticed is that a lot of times it's really a tacked on fuck. It's a really tacked on feature in a lot of games. Which is disappointing. A lot of times it's not very polished. It has a lot of issues. Hello, you. Little lady. Little lady. Anytime I see one of those, I want to call her Anna. Just because that was the angel in my custom story. So anytime I see an angel statue, that's what I want to call it. David knows this, but anyone else watching who's aware of the existence of the Late Night Drink custom story for Amnesia, you may not know this, but that angel is actually based on a real life angel. Yeah. Who then went on to become an angel. I'm sorry. I don't know why I get all depressing in my fucking videos. It's not my intention. I'm not trying to make you cry. Alright. But yeah. As I was saying before, I don't think I'll do classic mode. Because it doesn't... Like, I liked the idea of classic mode adding, like, maybe like some new anything at all, and it doesn't. From what I've looked up, it doesn't. It only is, like, I'll put it like this: classic mode is something you could do without classic mode. Does that make sense? I don't think it does. Everything that classic mode does, you could accomplish in regular mode. No autosaves. You could accomplish that by just loading an old save every time you die. Limited saves, you can accomplish that by just not saving it a certain number of times. And the no upgrades, you accomplish that by just not upgrading. Hell, I literally did that, sort of, kind of, when I played Prey recently. I played through the whole game without ever purchasing one of the Typhon upgrades. And that, I was happy. I was really happy that you actually got something out of that. Even though it was just one tiny bit of dialogue, it made me happy that I actually got something out of doing that. And I do plan on eventually replaying Prey sometime down the road. I don't know if I'll record it. I probably won't record it. Forgot about that. There's a good chance I won't record it. Unless you want me to. David, tell me if you want to, like, the funny thing is, at the time of filming this, I haven't uploaded beyond, like, the second Prey video, and I have them all done and ready to upload. I just haven't had time lately. But once you do watch through the Prey videos, which obviously you have to play the game yourself to do that. Sometimes one little annoyance of first person mode is sometimes it's a little janky when you're trying to get into cover. Like the whole thing I'm talking about with classic mode, that actually kind of loops back to what I was talking about with New Game Plus, is that New Game Plus often feels like just a tacked on last minute addition. Because programming New Game Plus isn't difficult at all. All you got to do is program the game to, you know, read your save file and then put whatever it needs to put in your inventory. Beyond that, there's no need. So I do like the few times that New Game Plus has actually added anything that, like, doesn't happen. Because, like, especially for a horror game, that's like a missed opportunity, is to have New Game. Is to have new things happen on New Game Plus. You know? That is a missed opportunity. Got us a fiddler on the roof over there. Anyway. Hey. I could have sworn in the first game you could stun enemies with bottles. I don't know. Any hoozle. Fuck.
Shit.
Fuck.
Fuck.
I really got to be careful, because your FOV isn't perfect in first person, and that can lead to situations where you think you're lined up for a corner stealth kill and you're not. I gotta be careful with that. But anyway, one thing that would be interesting is if in New Game Plus you could like, once you max out all brain upgrades, if you could do something else with the gel, like you could trade in, like, I don't know, like 5,000 of it for like a bullet or something. I have no idea what just happened. But you know, I'll take it. What I think should have happened is it should have reset your upgrades. Because I just can't help but feel like disappointed. Like maybe they didn't maybe like that's for people that didn't do that well with side quests and getting their upgrades and all that shit. But knowing that at this point I pretty much have enough brain juice to max everything out, and literally the only thing stopping me is now that I need to get a few more red ones. That kind of like leaves like a disappointing feeling. See, I'm serious. So many of these little things that happen are way creepier in first person. I know I sound like a broken record here, but this really is so much creepier playing it in first person. Like, I remember this sequence, and yet it feels like I'm playing a new game. And it's like a... Like, I don't know, I can't think of a word for it other than ambivalence, but to feel, like, impressed by something, but also disappointed. Like, to know that it didn't reach its fullest potential by doing that. Which, you know, there's only so much of that you can, account to, you know, what you say should happen. Then there's an amount that you have to allot for just the choice of the developer. You know, if the developer chose not to do it a certain way, then that's their choice. I still think it's so cool that they brought back the borders. That I remember when my first round playing, I commented that because I didn't even realize that the borders hadn't been there until now. I wasn't really paying attention to it, so when I noticed it, it was my initial thought that I guess they were there during cinematic sequences before. But now that I realized that it was literally just brought back for these sequences, it's kind of like a little tongue-in-cheek nod to the original game too. Because they knew that that was something that people ended up really not liking, and they even, you know, added the ability to toggle it off. So they knew people didn't like it. But I don't know. I'm kind of torn when it comes to letterboxing in video games. I get that the developers that do it, they want to feel they want to create that sense of you know, like that cinematic feel. But at the same time, in any game that requires even a remote amount of action, or reflexes, you're taking away a part of, you know, my screen. You're basically forcing me to, like, close an eye or something. That's like the equivalent.
Are you all right?
I feel that in a game where it's like a game that is like if this whole game was like that sequence and there wasn't a necessity for any form of action, then I wouldn't see the big deal in letterboxing. Because I do agree with developers that say that it adds, you know, a cinematic feel. It does. It does enhance the cinematic feel. It just dampers the gameplay. I didn't realize that was going to explode. Can I please get out of here, please? I had no idea that was going to explode. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not that fussed about the fact that New Game Plus didn't add any more difficulty, just because the joy of getting to play action sequences in first person is a small part of it. I mean, it is fun to do to shoot stuff in first person. I actually feel that it's easier. I feel that it's easier to hit the enemies. And I think that the gameplay, the shooting is just all around more enjoyable. But my goal is to enjoy scares in first person, and it's worked. Sequences that I already did, I already know what happens, are still spooping the fuck out of me. Ooh, that was scary. Even like an enemy running up to you, that gives a more intense like feeling when you're in first person. I do wholeheartedly believe that first person is better than third person in horror games. It always will be. That's why I got so fucking pissed when people complained about Resident Evil 7 being in first person. You know, you've been fucking crying like little fucking cunts for years about bring back the horror, bring back the horror. And then they do a move that is guaranteed to make the game scarier. The game could have been the shittiest, like, most poorly designed game ever, and first person still would have added to it. Anything that immerses you. I'm sorry, but staring at some random dude's ass the entire time you're playing the game doesn't help with immersion. That freaked me out. You're going that way. So I'll just head this way. I remember you fucking scaring the shit out of me. That works. Okay. That was weird. I think the game didn't expect me to do that, so it still played the animation. Ah, it consumes stamina. Ooh. At what rate, I wonder? Ah! Whew. Turn around just the wrong time. Oh. You know, it never fucking occurred to me that the place we were, because back, I originally intended on eventually going back to the place you start at and just seeing if, like, there's anything new after you've progressed in the game. And I just never got around to doing it. It didn't even occur to me that place is gone. It's just gone. Get off the wall. Oh. Well, then take that. I'm out of ammo. Wonder if I'll have to go back down to the armory for anything. That might be why it, Again! Fucking again! Something that has had a bigger effect because I was in first person. I'm telling you, I'm gonna let David know that if he has, you know, spare time, like because he fucking praised this game. I haven't seen him finish it, but from the stuff that I did watch, he's praised this game to no fucking end. So I wouldn't be surprised if he says he wouldn't mind playing through it again. But I'm gonna tell him first person mode really fucking adds to this game.
Sounds like someone's in trouble.
Oh my god! No!
Those things will kill her if I don't
Yeah,
do something.
I saw David do this part.
So much.
Ah! Fuck. Okay, bye-bye. Okay. Oh, Jesus. That was intense. Oh. That's something you don't get when not in first person, is the ability to turn and see something right in your face. I mean, you kind of do, but not at that level.
1 minute, I was in that office being interviewed by that Asian doctor lady. The next thing I know, I'm in this town I've never been to.
I wonder if she's talking about Hoffman.
Who says he's my husband? You need anything from the house? Go ahead.
Although, from what I saw, David never came back to check on her. Hey, no. No. So I wonder if, like, at some point, something might happen. For the record, at this point in David's videos, I've watched up, so I think like episode 18 or something. It was, like the first time he had to do a mission for Sykes, I think the guy's name is, I just fast forwarded until I recognized, you know, what he was doing, because I didn't want to spoil whatever that mission was. And then, there was another part where Sykes asked him to go do some stuff, and that's when I stopped watching the videos, because I didn't want a chance that, because it seemed like, those missions were starting to have some sort of effect on the main storyline. I don't know if they do have an effect on the main storyline, but it did seem like something was, like, kind of connecting.
She must be in that warehouse. Smart girl.
Oh, shit. Hi.
Good places to hide.
How you doing? I'm gonna use my axe on you, and I'm gonna take your axe. I work good. Oh, this game's gonna be fun now. Man, I'm gonna be like maxed out on fucking ammo now that I can do that. Like, I'll put it like this, it breaks the game. It clearly breaks the fucking game, makes the game too easy. But this is my New Game Plus. I'm doing this mainly to enjoy the more spoopy sections, in first person, and, like, I had my doubts, alright? I had my doubts, about whether first person would really add anything, but you've seen clearly that there's been several sequences that I did already. I know what happens, and yeah, they still get jumps out of me because it's just the immersion of being in first person just adds to it. But I will be honest that this does make me wish, like, the ultimate game mode. And I wonder if there's a way to accomplish this. I wonder if there's a, like, it seems like, it would be pretty easy for a modder to, mod this in. But, you know how, the first game has that, die in one hit mode? That mode combined with the ability to slow-mo, I think that would make for a pretty intense game, because you'd have to make sure your slow-mo counts. You'd have to, you know, you'd have to be really careful with it. And, like, maybe balance it a little more so that it drains stamina a little faster so you can't abuse it as much. I think that would be a pretty intense sequence mode. I've used the word sequence too many times recently, and now it's ingrained in my mind. Is that a Stand reference? David! You love the Stand. Is that a Stand reference? I know that's not the actual name, but it's really goddamn close. Bandle Pig. Like, cause here's the thing, this is a Japanese company, so they might not, you know, be cognizant there. But that just seems very close to Randall Flagg. Alright.
Fuck.
Ah! You came out of fucking nowhere. Hey, guys. Is there anyone in the audience left that still has a single doubt in their mind
But where's Lily?
that,
Away again.
first person mode adds to the experience? Oh,
Hey!
Jesus.
You! The girl!
This isn't good. It's like 4 a.m. I figured I could record at this time because I figured I've already played the game. I'm not gonna scream. I'm trying to figure something out. Does my hair look better when it's like this? Or does it look better when it's kind of got a little dangle to it? I'm not sure. I'm not really sure. I don't know.
Shit. lost him again.
Whoa. Ooh. You know, I think I would actually go as far as to say that even though it is making things easier, oh, when they die from not a headshot, their things still wiggle, and that creeps me out. I would go as far as to say that even though for the most part it makes the game easier, the slow-mo does add a type of fear that you wouldn't otherwise get. And that's the fear of running out of slow-mo. I think there is something to be said. There is something to be said for that feeling that you get at when like the enemies are crowding towards you and trying to get you, and then you see that your shit's depleting and you see that it's almost gone. Oh my god! Because, like, I looked in, I could hear that that's where it was coming from. I looked in, I'm like, I don't see it! Oh, shit. Hi! Oh my god. That one's like through the fucking... Because I came in here and I recognized this place and I'm like, oh, I've already done this. This is where you first meet the singing lady. Nothing's gonna come out of... Oh, Jesus. Hey, guys. I wonder how many things are missable by not coming to a place you've already been. That... I see you. You were in the tree! I should have looked up. I'm just gonna go this way. He was in the tree. Being all snaky up in the tree.